Hey everyone, this is a clip from a recent episode of Another Pass, where we talk about movies and all the struggles that go into making them. If you like it, check out the whole podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Confused but engaged is a good description for this one especially.
Honestly, I feel kind of bad though that this is the movie that we made you revisit because I feel like
it was funny in your intro.
Out of all the original,
it was funny in your intro. Like, God, we're finally done with the good ones. Now let's get this bad one. Hey, Sam's here.
It's like this one, like befuddlement, is definitely part of the game. There's just so much that is. There's a lot of imagery, and they are trying to say stuff. But out of all of the movies, this is the movie where I feel like it's whispers and nothing actually really gets said, and it's so confusing.
Yeah, no, there is one of my notes, like one of the initial notes I took at the end of my first watch. I was like, there is a lot happening here, but also surprisingly little happening here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and I think a big part of that is the limitation of the movie at the time and the budget and all that. Because, like, my hot take rewatching this movie is this is the one that I would most want to have remade with modern special effects now.
Yeah.
Now, that said, it's because we've gotten the circus ones already. So, like,
right.
We did, like now that we've done as effectively Conquest and we've done Battle remade in the 3-part circus trilogy. Like, I'd love to see this one next. Like a real.
You didn't like the lightning? And the fire effects?
The fire was better than the lightning. Like, the fire was still obviously
the
fire was still obviously just a cartoon that they put in front of there. But at least, like, I don't know, it stylistically got the point across. The lightning,
honestly,
not so much.
The fire and lightning as illusions and having shitty special effects honestly works better for me. The biggest area is that we actually get to see a lot of like guerrilla brutality in this movie, and how fucking terrifying it would be if it was actually guerrillas instead of obviously people.
Right. I liked the effects wise early on when he is first getting into the Forbidden Zone. There was that weird contrast between like a cheesy but kind of okay fire effect, the worst lightning effect I've ever seen in my life, and then a really badass fissure splitting open in the ground in an actually really cool, terrifying way. I was like, all right, well, we see the effect that got the budget for this one.
Or the stock footage that they're able to use better.
Yeah, but after my first watch through, I watched it and then reading the history of it made a lot click. It's like, okay, like in the context of it happening, where the first Planet of the Apes basically saved Fox from bankruptcy because it made $1 gajillion, and then so they got they were aggressive going forward. We're almost in bankruptcy again because Hello Dolly and Tora 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 bombed and lost a bunch of money. They're like, well, the apes saved us the first time, let's get some apes back and do it again. And then this kind of a quick, kind of desperate, like we need more ape money. And no one, huge chunks of the original movie not wanting to be involved, not able to be involved, 4 different spec scripts floating around. They finally get some people to do the script. Everyone hates the script and is changing it mid-plot. Like, it all clicks. Like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Right. It's an understandable train wreck.
Yes.
And honestly, it's a tall order just following up the first movie in the first place. Like the fact that we got good sequels after this is impressive, but it's also because they kind of they were like, let's set the whole thing on fire,
right?
And then when they wanted to do more, pretty much they always have to reinvent it after this one,
right?
So I don't know, like from scratch, I'm not sure where I would how I would write the sequel. From looking at what we got and like what some of the ideas were, I have a better thought on that one, and we'll get to that when we get to pitches. But like, man, it was a tall order making this movie, especially when Charlton Heston didn't want to come back at all.
Yeah,
and they had to appeal to like his honor to get him back, because like the first one was his baby. Like he pitched it, he marketed it, he was all in on it. And then he didn't want to do another one. He's like, hey, I'm done. Like, we did a good job. And he just wasn't going to be involved. But I saw that, like, the producer went and it had to be like, look, man, it's not going to happen without you. We need you. The first one was your baby. Don't let it die. And just kind of, like, guilted him into it almost. Yeah. And he was like, all right, fine. I will be in it. You get 3 days of filming. I'm giving all the money to charity, and I have to die in it, so you cannot make me do this again. you can feel that. You can feel that in the movie.
Right. Right. Especially considering that like the first, like they have to use so much of the first movie's ending at the beginning of this movie just to like have his like appearance time actually even feel like it's real.
Yeah, and like I get that that's like a little bit of flashback at the beginning and like starting it literally like 2 seconds after the end of the last movie. One, like sequels weren't as big a thing then, and so like we didn't have like what does a good movie sequel look like. And I kind of get it because like people didn't have home videos, and so you need a little bit more like last time on Planet of the Apes than you do nowadays. But still, like it's like almost 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes are just playing stuff from the last movie. I'm like, this is a little egregious.
Yeah, it's excessive.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, I actually like found myself like that was excessive. But then the opening, which is just kind of long shots over long shots of establishing shots over opening credits. I watched the first one and this one back to back, and I had a moment of like, man, I kind of miss this. Like, let's just have opening credits and just drink atmosphere for a second. And like, it's when I watch older movies, I was like, there's some pacing things that we've kind of just let go to the wayside that I kind of miss. There's a lot of still some of those long shots in this movie. There's the opening credits, just like scenes of him getting on a horse or something that just linger longer than we do nowadays, and just when it's working feels grounded, and like I appreciated several of these moments.
Remember, if you like that clip, check out the podcast. You can find it at certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.